I want to say hello and good morning to our listeners from around the world. This is another edition of This Morning with Soulivity, broadcasting live from our studio right here in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, and on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. My name is Brian Wesley Johnson, and I am so glad you're here. We have a very powerful show with an amazing guest, but I have to introduce my phenomenal co-host, Sheila Applegate, first. Good morning, Sheila.
Good morning.
How has the week been for you?
It's awesome. Today is awesome.
Yeah, it is kind of awesome, right?
It is. I've already been outside and enjoying the flowers and the birds, and can't wait for our guest today.
Yeah, I was telling everybody, I was telling Sheila before we started the show that I saw this beautiful cardinal out in our backyard this morning. So I know it's going to be a fantastic day. As I said before, we've got a great guest. We're going to be talking about today your passion in entrepreneurship. And I think we have the very perfect person to talk about that with. So I'm going to introduce her to all of you right now. Raised in the Adirondack Mountains and educated in natural cosmetics, aromatherapy, massage, and nursing, MARCY Miller, founder and CEO of Pure Placid, started her brand by formulating a line of products that married the therapeutic properties of traditional massage products with the fragrant and calming sense of the trees, mountains, and lakes where she was raised around. Now, her journey was full of twists and turns and even moments of great challenge. And as she moved forward step by step, it seemed her heart was focused on creating the business of her dreams. She gathered the best of best resources and investors, sought out partnerships with industry game changers. And today, pureplacid.com is a world-class destination for people from around the globe to find natural and inspirational products that connect their soul to our beautiful planet. And so with that, it's my pleasure to welcome MARCY Miller to This Morning. Good morning, MARCY.
Good morning. That's so much fun. Can you introduce me everywhere?
Absolutely. I am your hype man.
God, I love it. That was so nice. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, as we get started, everybody, we want to make sure that you are part of this conversation. We want your questions, your comments, your thoughts. Just post them right here to the live chat on Facebook or YouTube, and we will get you in this conversation because I know that everybody has some questions out there for you, MARCY.
Ask away. I love answering.
All right. So my first question to you is: it seems that you were able to identify your passion for like scents and the comfort that nature brings us early in your life. Would you describe for us like that deep connection and that part of your journey for yourself?
Absolutely. So for me, I struggled with anxiety, I think in stress and sort of anxiety my whole life.
Mhm.
And something that I found that I was able helped me cope with that was scents. So the fragrance of the walking in the woods and even in school, I had like scratch and sniff stickers. I used to use those to like sort of
I loved
take
those.
me, it takes me to a different place. And as I got older, I realized I didn't think nobody knew that scent was like this powerful thing. And so I was like, oh, I've got to tell everybody about this
Right.
magic. And so that was really the start of my passion for scent and how it can serve others. And I really wanted to go on this mission to teach everyone that natural great things out in the woods can like change your mind. Like it can like move your body, you change your mind. You breathe in these scents and it actually affects this limbic system in your brain, which is really powerful and affects your mood and your emotion. And it can affect it instantly. It's really something that I'm on this mission to spread the word about. So thanks for letting me talk to your people.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Sheila?
Yeah. Well, as you're talking about the scents and talking about the woods, first of all, I have a candle burning, Mount Marcy.
Yay! That's one of my favorites.
So this is a side question. First, I'm going to ask you, you seem to really capture the true essence, and your names that you use in the, products they really sparked my attention when I was at your new store in Skaneateles, and there's an inspiration behind everything that you do and how you choose the, scents.
There is.
Talk a little bit more about the names and what's in them, and if you have ideas of what people will be attracted to because of what you've put in it.
Well, I think there's intention behind everything I do. I try to have intention. And one of the things that worked for me and always helped me in reducing stress was how a scent can sort of take you someplace.
Mm.
And it makes you feel it. Like it takes you to this memory of your grandmother or somewhere, pancakes on Sunday morning.
Right?
And it makes you
Right.
feel that feeling like that you feel it in your soul almost. And so that was what I wanted these fragrances to do. So they are really named after some of my experiences, and they're
Mm.
inspired by my experiences here in the Adirondacks, which is an incredible place
Yeah.
of nature and beauty and scent. And so each scent really, like Sunday morning is one of my favorites, which is
Mm.
named from the experience of me going. I used to go skiing with my father on Sunday mornings, and we would
Mm.
come home and my
Oh.
mom would make silver dollar pancakes.
Mm.
And so that was just an incredibly wonderful experience to me that I want to share with everyone through scent.
And that scent captures it, 'cause I was able to smell all of your different scents at the store that night, and first of all, I usually get a headache the minute I walk into a store like that because the
Yeah.
scents are
Yeah.
overpowering, but
And,
it was
and
so clean and clear, the air, and the scent of each one was so, uh natural, I guess,
yeah,
like, it
yeah,
encased exactly what it said. Like, I opened that one about Sunday breakfast, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, of course that's what Sunday
and
breakfast
I
smells
mean,
like.
right. And it's
Oh, this is what a farm smells like." But I was glad that it wasn't the manure, although we do get used to that here.
I actually don't mind that smell. Like that smells
I
kind of,
know,
you never know, it
right?
might show up. But it is also, they're all in the intention of them is to help you claim your calm. Like that's our mission is to help people claim their calm.
Nice.
And so all of those scents have ingredients in them that might instill joy or help you sleep or all of those things that help really us claim our calm. I think it's
Wow.
important that we
That's
understand that we have to
beautiful.
claim it too. Like sometimes you have to do something to.
Now,
Mhm.
Marcy, it seems like I said before, it seems that you had a deep connection. It might have not been the vision might have not been this business yet,
Yeah,
but
no,
you,
wasn't.
it seemed as though you like you knew that the sense and that feeling that you wanted to bring about in people, that was grounded in you were very clear on that. Am
Yeah,
I right
I
in that when
definitely
you
knew
okay,
that was
okay.
my calling. Like yeah, like that was my purpose. That the sense of the Adirondacks and this was what drew me into this business, which I think is really interesting as an entrepreneur. You don't necessarily know how you're getting there or how you're going to become a business person, but you start with this passion
Right,
that I wanted to share with people. And
Mhm.
then you sort of go on this path where you figure out how you're going to share it.
right,
And
right.
that's really the exciting part. It's that journey. And I've had an incredible journey to get to where I am, which is exciting.
Wow.
Mhm.
Now part of this journey was that you had this what I call a family affair, right? You had this business that you opened a spa,
Yeah, with
right?
my mom and
It-
my sister.
yeah,
It was
that
so
is
much
so
fun.
cool.
We were just talking about how we missed those days when we were all together, working together. My mom's like, "Can we open up a spa again?" I was like, "Yeah, no, I don't think we can go back." but, but, um, but it was such a great foundation to make business a joyful, wonderful experience, which is
Wow.
nice because that's what it should be.
Wow.
Like you should go to work and
Wow.
be excited about what you're doing, and you should inspire the people around you. And that was the foundation for me, where that I really learned that in business. It should be joyful.
Wow. And so do you think that I
Mm.
mean in addition to having a business with your family with your loved ones, you think that that was part of the reason why you guys had a spa together that you could ground that feeling within you?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, oh, it's yeah. And working with family is something so interesting because
Yes.
you can tell them anything. Like there's
Oh,
no
yeah,
there's no holding
that's
back.
true.
And you can have an argument and know that they're not going to walk out on you. Like there was something about that was sort of, it was growth inspiring, like it was like, oh, you become more confident in yourself.
Wow.
Because I think when you are doing businesses with other people, like there's so much worry about what you're going to say.
Right.
And with your family, you don't worry so much.
Right. Right.
And we all knew we had
I gotta stay with you.
Exactly.
Well, I met your mom and sister, and they're beautiful,
awesome?
right? Like they just, and you do all flow so beautifully together.
We do. It was a magical time when we were all in sync together. It was pretty cool. But we are all in our new lives now.
Just kind of staying on that topic too. The people that you have around you as you go through bringing your vision into the physical world is really important, right?
Absolutely. You have to have people that lift you up. Like I have, and I've had experiences with people that just didn't blend with the vibe. Right. And it's important to let that go and really surround you with people that are going to help bring you forward to your vision and your goal and help you serve the people, as many people as you can.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm so lucky to have an incredible team. It's taken a long time to build it. My family's, of course, part of it, but then the people that we brought into the business just add a tremendous amount of value to this mission.
Right. And again, I guess, channeling my grandmother here, she would always say, people come into your life, baby, for a reason, season, or lifetime.
It's true, right? It's so true. It might just be a season, like,
right.
And it's so important to know that, like, it doesn't make their value any less valuable.
Absolutely.
It just means that it was for this important moment.
Right. Right. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick moment to do a little bit of a break here. And when we come back, let's talk about, some of the the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's always some adversity that we face as we go through our life experience, including when we are turning our passion into our dream job, right? Our business of our dreams. And so let's talk about that when we come back. So we'll be back with more with Marcy Miller from Pure Placid right here on This Morning with Soulivity. We'll be right back. Hey there, this is Brian with Soulivity.com. I want to share some exciting news about our new Aspire Academy by Soulivity. Now, you probably want to know what the Aspire Academy by Soulivity is. Well, it exclusively connects you with people around the globe and who share the intense desire to improve themselves and create a better life for themselves today. There's classes, there's workshops, there's live events, and even more exclusively just for you. You see, I wanted you to have a safe space where you could grow, you can learn, and it would empower you in all aspects of your life, including your mind, your body, and your soul. So how do you get started? Well, it is so easy. First of all, the best part, joining Aspire Academy is absolutely free. Just click on the Join Now button, sign up, and begin your journey. As a special part of this invitation to you, there are some free courses that are available for you to try from our amazing roster of coaches and collaborators. It's our way of saying thank you for all of your support and being with us along our journey of expansion. I hope you enjoy the Aspire Academy by Soulivity today. Start the process. Learn more about your passion, your purpose, and how to live a higher quality life. And we're back with more of This Morning with Soulivity. We are talking about your passion and entrepreneurship with a wonderful guest, Marcy Miller, the founder and CEO of Pure Placid, who is absolutely delightful. Hey, Marcy.
Hello, it's so much fun to be here.
um, by the way, I feel a little jealous of Sheila. I'm gonna have to get me some Pure Placid candles and
I
stuff.
think so. I
You
think I'm gonna
do.
have to make that arrangement.
Yes, I think so, because I want to be burning them while I'm doing this show. And
Help me claim
feel
your
like
time.
yeah, absolutely. Um, Marcy, I mean, I think when we talk about like owning our own business, I think a lot of times people immediately go to the Pollyanna, right? Oh, everything's gonna be great,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna make all
Oh,
this money,
well,
and I'll be hanging out with Oprah.
my favorite saying is that when people say, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And I love the premise behind that.
Right.
But I think when you own your own business or you are an entrepreneur, you work harder than you've ever imagined.
Absolutely.
Like,
You do.
Girl,
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell people that.
I know.
I
I mean, it's a passionate and fulfilling job, but it is the hardest. I sometimes
Right.
equate it to like having children. Like it's the best thing and the hardest thing all at the same time.
And what I say to people is, and then we'll get to this other question, that when you wake up in the morning, what gets you up is the energetic feeling that you're making a difference in the world, right? That
Right.
you're living the truth
That passion.
behind who you are as a soul.
Yeah, that real passion, that like whatever pulls at your heart, like
Right.
that thing. And it's so important to acknowledge it as much as you possibly can because it's what gets you through the tough stuff.
Mm. Listen, the question that I had was that you're no stranger to adversity. I mean, the good, the bad, and the ugly of owning your, starting and even growing your business. This included a time at which you were supporting your husband when he had a health challenge.
Yes.
What were though, outside of, we can talk a little bit about your husband, but what were some of the early challenges that you had, even maybe even at the spa, right? Because you went from the spa to creating Pure Placid and
Yeah.
then expanding from then.
It's funny because it's as my personality is to sort of forget the adversity stuff.
Well, mine
It's
too.
like we
Mine
only
too.
look at the
We
positive.
need to do that.
I'm
Right.
trying to like think through it. I'm going, oh, I haven't gone there in a long time. But I think adversity, like I'm trying to think of things that happened more recently. And I know my husband's health was a thing that happened. It was a while ago. He has multiple sclerosis. And that was a very difficult diagnosis for him to receive.
Mm,
And we went through a lot of different issues with that. But what we came out of that and what we learned was it sort of strengthened the mission of what Pure Placid was, which was how important it is to find calm in your day and find ways to reduce stress and also use these products that we were making. My husband burns candles all day long. Like it is, scent
wow.
is such a huge thing. He used to say when he was feeling bad, he'd spray himself with cologne to make himself feel pretty. And
Whoa.
it's that mood boost. Like scent is really, really is powerful. In his illness, sort of strengthened that for me. Like it was
Mm.
all of these great strengthening things. But as an entrepreneur, I was just talking to my team about some things that happened in business. Like right before Thanksgiving last year, I fell and broke my patella.
Ooh.
And it was like the busiest time of year for us. And
Mm.
I was very involved in everything. And it was an incredible time to see my team take over and grow. And
Mm.
I look at that, and we just opened our store in Skaneateles, and it was another time where the team needed to come together and sort of help us grow. And I think those tough times are really what makes you strong and makes you grow. And I don't ever look at them as really bad. It's not a
Mhm.
negative thing for me. Adversity is not negative.
Mhm.
It's something that I welcome because I know that that means I'm getting nudged in a direction. I'm learning how to grow in another way. So the struggle is a good thing, I think.
Wow.
Was that what you were talking about? I went off on that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a good thing, and I think that's probably how you got through, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you
I mean, I
flipped.
think I always have to find what the lesson is, or how you're gonna grow out of this.
Right,
Because if you
right.
get stuck in that adversity, like, you can go down the rabbit hole and stay there forever.
Wow,
Like, we have to,
wow.
like, the way we see things, like, our perspective is so important, especially as a business owner and as a human being. Like, we just have to I like to find the positivity.
Right, 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 right. Sheila, you have a question?
Well, I think it's both beautiful and essential. I think that when we're talking about entrepreneurs that are successful or continue going to follow their passion are people who can not see things as roadblocks, but opportunities. So I think that you really nailed one of the most important
Really.
parts of the
And there's been
journey.
so much of it, like, during COVID. I mean, if it
Mhm.
is a tough time to be a business owner, and you had to pivot, and you had to jump over hurdles, and it just made you better. Like, so I like it. Bring on a challenge.
And that, that's shown in your business. You can see, you can feel that energy. And just like you said, not just in you, in the space, the sense, but in the staff as well.
Yeah,
Like
I
they
think
are all in alignment. And I think that welcomes people in. So I
and
do believe that your path, your personal journey is at the core of what you're
that's so
presenting
nice.
to the
Thank you so
world.
much. Thank you
Mhm.
for seeing that. Because I think, having a clear direction, having clarity in your passion and what your mission is really important when you're building a brand and a business, because everyone who's doing it with you needs to know the direction. It needs
Mhm.
to
Right.
feel it a little bit. They need to drink the Kool-Aid.
One of the examples of that
Yeah.
Yeah,
is when you
that's really one of the
decided.
early things.
Yeah. One of the examples of that I think that I love and I wanna hear our audience to hear about is when you chose to open a new store in Skaneateles, New
Oh my
York.
god. Well,
First of all,
Skaneateles
yeah, you tell them about Skaneateles because most people
Skaneateles is
won't
the
even
most
know that.
amazing town. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Oh, look at there's that store. It's a magical place. Like, so my mother spent her summers visiting Skaneateles. And so I, growing up, heard all these, like, magical stories of this beautiful teal lake and all these wonderful things, and but never went there. I don't know why we never ended up going there. But for her 75th birthday, I was like, I'm taking you there, and we're going to go to this restaurant that you could never go to when you were a kid. And we went, and it was amazing, and I fell in love with it. There's something that was I was so drawn to this place. And I
Wow.
think it's like a spiritual thing in some way. My grandmother used to play piano there, and when I was a kid, my grandmother was my imaginary friend. And so I think that
Aw.
she's still my imaginary friend. and,
Aw.
and she drew me there, and I mean, so serendipitously, people have fallen in my life from these trips to Skaneateles. Like, I'm on this show, and it's because of that. It's just there's magic that has happened there, and I hope everyone gets to visit Skaneateles because the people are so kind and uplifting, and it's an incredible. What I found is there's this incredible group of women there that I have never met in
Wow.
so many of them. It was amazing. It's an amazing place.
Wow. I keep hearing this reoccurring theme from you around that goes back to just the mission. I guess what would be your value proposition or the mission statement for the business in this claiming your calm, right? So
Yes.
everything that you're doing is in that direction, and I feel like it's even deeper than that. It's like claiming your birthright. You're claiming the soul energy that's there for you.
I am for sure every day doing that, and hopefully serving people in that by doing that. Yes.
Mm,
Agreed.
mm, mm,
Oh, I
mm, mm.
love it. We need to have these talk like, we could save the whole world with these
That's what
talks.
we do. That's how we do here.
I love it.
Listen, listen, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk more with Marcy about this connection between the entrepreneurship, her passion, and her personal growth. because I think that they're all
Ooh.
connected, right? So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more of This Morning with Soulivity.
6 years ago, when I started Soulivity, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit Soulivity.com now.
And we're back with more of This Morning with Soulivity. We are talking about your passion and entrepreneurship with the founder and CEO of Pure Placid, Marcy Miller. Marcy,
Yes.
I know in as the founder and CEO of this platform, man, I have grown in over the lifetime of this thing in ways I could only imagine. Was that true for you too?
Absolutely. I just wrote about it the other day,
Wow.
about how, you take these little baby steps
Mm-hmm.
in life, and you just like baby steps turn in when you stop and look back, they turn into leaps and bounds. Like
Right.
it's so important
Right.
to stop and look and see where you came from and how far you've gone.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
I
What are
love it.
some of the things that you learned along the way about
Um,
yourself?
I have definitely learned that I used to want to control things all the time, and I've learned to let
Right.
go.
Right.
That Frozen song, let it go, let it go. That's the biggest thing I think, is that I've learned to let it go and just believe, have a little bit more
Wow.
faith in the process.
Sheila, that's like, it's so funny, right, Sheila? Where you think that you're supposed to control everything when you first start, right?
And it's really hard to give up.
Right. I have to laugh at that because my partner, Zach, he always teases me because one day he's like, when you were a little kid and you were playing with other people, did you tell everyone exactly what they were going to do to have fun? I'm like, well, yeah, of course.
Of course.
You do this and then you do
Sometimes
that.
it's really good to hold on to that control, and like we need that person in there.
But also there is a surrender, right? And I was leading people in their imagination, and now I lead meditation, so I guess it was in me. But yeah, I totally get that it is a balance between control and surrender as you do that. And I like what you said, because I think that one of the things entrepreneurs have difficulty with, including myself along the way, is letting other people help, right? Because that is
Like,
letting go
we're
of
so used
control.
to wearing all the hats and
Right.
Right.
doing it all, and it's so important, I think, to be really successful and grow, is to like bring in people that are better than you at some of those hat wearing jobs.
Right. And you're good at that, right? Like
I
you've
think
really
I
learned
think
that lesson.
I think I've learned that lesson, and I've gotten really great at that. Like I think I was really fortunate to have done some work with Jack Ma, who's in the entrepreneur world, like one of the biggest. And that was the biggest lesson I learned from him was, you have to fill in your holes, like where you're not the best at. You need to find someone that can do it better than you and hire people.
Hmm. Is there
Wow.
anything you would tell entrepreneurs that are at that point? Like, because you learned that, but you knew that, right? So what was the thing that let you
Well, I think it's the
step
scariest
into
part, is to let someone else take care of your baby. Like, it's like,
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
you're like handing this piece over. So I think it's really hard, but I think you just have to take that jump sometimes and really, I don't know if I have the right advice for that, except
Well, you know what?
you just have
Yeah,
to
just saying it's your baby did it
Yeah.
for me, right? Because as a
Right.
mom, right, like you might trust someone to babysit and then a
Right.
little bit longer and then maybe go out of town. And
Yeah.
so if you
And I
think
mean,
of it
maybe that's
that
what you do.
way,
Like maybe it is little steps like
yeah,
that. That's how it
yeah,
works. I like that. You just solved that problem. Good job.
yeah, thanks. Thanks for giving me the springboard to solve that.
And I think too, Marcy, you just said it earlier in the show, where it's like um the resources, the people that you invite into that space have to energetically match and get you and the mission and what you're trying to do, right?
Yes, and it's important to, one thing that I've learned recently is that we have, just certain values for the company.
Mhm.
And those are very important when you're interviewing people or meeting people, that they align, right? Like we are grounded in gratitude. So everyone that works for us needs to make sure that we're grateful for every little thing. And like, that's a huge tenet of ours. And so knowing those things are important. And sometimes you don't know those things until you've been doing stuff for a little while.
Right.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, that really is amazing. I mean, yes, you asked about people's experience in professional life and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't think many companies ask about, so what values do you cherish, and or the company says these are the values in our mission.
Yeah.
And
And I think it's important. Like another one of ours is to always be present where your feet are. So when you're at work, but when you're at home, you're at home. And those things, like, I don't know, I think that create a good life for us at work. And I don't want people that are stressed out and bothering us at work.
Right. Especially at a place called Pure Placid.
I know. It's so pure and placid.
I mean,
And sometimes when people talk to me, they're like, "Oh, I think it's a wrong name because I'm so crazy." Like, I'm a little. Maybe my next business will be like Pure Energy.
Well, I mean, I guess to a certain degree that this is your power. This is your superpower, right?
It is. I think. I hope so.
No, I mean, seriously. I mean, like supporting people. I mean, I think for a lot of people, it's the opposite, right? I mean, we wake up, oh my God, I got to take care of the kids, take care of the house, my partner, go to work, do all that kind of, and it's stressful. And the last thing we think about is being calm.
No, and I think we're not taught enough ways to be calm. And I think sometimes people like don't respond to like meditation as a way to, like, so it just doesn't work for people. Breathing doesn't always work for people.
Right.
So I hope that someday our message of how scent can really help you be calm will get out there, because it's something that works for everyone. It affects your brain instantly. Just love it. Can you tell I get so excited? The limbic system in your brain is my favorite piece of the brain. Magic, though. It really is. Like, we joke around if we're stressed out. We're like, oh, better go smell a candle. But it really does, like, it does something. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
we have T-shirts from an old pod.
Yeah, go ahead, Sheila.
We have T-shirts. We have T-shirts that say "Got Limbic Resonance." That I am going to have to get you one of those.
Oh man,
that's the best thing I've ever heard in my whole life.
That is so cool.
Oh, I love that. See,
yeah, that was from the Sense8 podcast. So I'll see if I can find one still here for you.
You're awesome, Sheila. Listen, we're gonna take another break, and when we come back with Marcy, we're gonna ask her about, what's next. What's next for her and Pure Placid, and things that we'll be able to enjoy in the near future. So we'll be right back with more of This Morning with Soulivity.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame. Living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Soulivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us. A place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
And we're back with more of This Morning with Soulivity. We are talking about your passion and entrepreneurship with founder and CEO of Pure Placid, Marcy Miller. And of course, I gotta ask you, Marcy, what is next? I mean, this beautiful journey of yours with this company that's doing some amazing things around the
It's so fun.
world so far. I mean, what's next?
So I'm really excited. We just opened up a store in Skaneateles, which
Mhm.
is awesome. And we're
Mhm.
planning on opening up some more because the idea for us is to really want to like inspire as many people as I can, is reach as many people as I can. And I think our presence in places will help do that. And we're really excited about growing. We have an experience part of our stores called the Candle Bar,
Mhm.
and it's where
Oh,
we
yeah.
do candle making classes, and we invite community members to come and do other classes and do other sorts of things. My idea is to really connect people and help them create, and I think we've been missing that connection for so long because we've been isolating ourselves. So I think
Wow.
those are our big things right now: sort of connect, create, and spread the calm.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, we're gonna make sure that people know more about you by sharing like your information out.
Thank you so
I
much.
just love the fact that where you have picked to have your brick and mortar
Mhm.
uh operations are in these beautiful like homes. I mean, like it's like you walk in there
Mhm.
and you feel like laying down on the bed or something and just kind of
Really,
like
you do
chilling
though. You
out.
walk in and you take a deep breath, and it's like, oh, like this is good. This is comfortable.
It is. Yeah. It is. I'm glad you said that, Brian, because the Skinny Atlas one, which I've probably been in the Lake Placid one, I just don't remember, but I will
It's
now.
okay. We'll make you remember.
Um, I mean, it seems like I must have been because I've been to Lake Placid. But anyway, the one in Skinny Atlas, you walk in. The way you have it set up and designed is gorgeous. And then, Brian, it's behind the backdrop. That house
Mhm.
is from the
It's
1700s.
the oldest house
Wow.
in the Atlas. It's like the oldest one.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it is done so well too. I have gone in that shop by the previous
I was
owner
right there.
many times over my life and had no idea of the beauty of that building
It is.
until I walked in that
It's
day.
amazing. I
It
know
was
people asked. They
amazing.
were like, "We didn't know there was windows in here," and I was like, "Wow, they must have had a lot of stuff."
They had a lot of stuff in it. It was a nice store, but they
Great.
had a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
it was hiding the architecture, which I think is
Yeah.
one of the best parts of that space.
So you kind
And
of
just walking in is
wow,
calming.
so you just kinda
Like
opened
just
it
walking
up.
in is
So
calming.
Sheila,
Yeah.
Marcy, you opened up that space a little bit?
Yeah, well, I'm really
Yeah.
fortunate that the owner of the building is an architect.
Mm.
So,
Well, there you go.
he really designed the inside, or like opening up the space and getting the windows like viewable.
Privilege.
But and then we just bring in our very simple displays. They're just very simple, and it
Mhm.
keeps everything airy and open and calm.
And you can look at the downstairs from the
Yeah,
upstairs and see that table set up welcoming
where
you
we're
to
gonna
make
Oh
create,
my
candles.
goodness.
connect and create. Oh, so
Yeah.
excited about that. I can't wait.
Wow.
We're gonna have to do something fun, Sheila. I love it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Alright, I just saw a picture. I've definitely been in there. In Lake
Oh,
Placid.
of course you have.
So, I guess the last question I have for you, Marcy, is one that I always ask people who are passion-filled and purpose-driven entrepreneurs, and that is for those who maybe even thinking about or even are into their journey as entrepreneurs, what's one thing that you can tell them based upon your life experience as an entrepreneur that they can take with them as they walk their walk?
Oh, that's a tough one because
Mm.
there's so many.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think
Give us
that
a couple then.
it's kinda hard. So I am going to give you a couple because one thing is that you always have to have clear what your vision is. So I every time I wake up in the morning, I sort of play a movie of my head of what 5 years is going to be, and so I have that in my
Mm.
head, and I think that that's one of the most important things for me because as you take little baby steps, there's a lot of those little hurdles, but as long as you can see what the goal is, you can do those little baby steps. I think
Mm.
that's my biggest advice is to make
Wow.
clarity on the vision.
Wow. And this is different, than the quote unquote, because I think a lot of people just move into like the business planning and all the process kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I don't think that has any. I didn't have a business plan at all when I started.
Wow.
I
So
just
you,
had like I was selling stuff at farmers markets, and I had a mission. Like I just wanted to teach people that scent is really powerful and how important it is, and how self care is important, and how inspiring others is important. So that was my what I started out with.
hmm
I mean, I think anyone can do it in any different direction. Successful people start out with a
hmm
business plan too, but I didn't. So you don't have to have it. You can just have
I'm I'm really resonating with this because I think that what people need to understand, and I guess this is regardless of whether or not they're an entrepreneur or not, and that is this soulful vision of how you want your life to be, right? And how
Mhm.
you want it to feel.
and
It,
yeah, and playing it like a movie in your head is the best.
yeah, yeah, and that
Right.
you'll be led to do the things that you need to do.
Yeah,
Maybe it will be a business plan. Maybe it'll be, no, go out and sell this stuff, right?
right. I totally like it.
Right.
It like the path to get to that vision can be so varied, but I
hmm
think it's important to know like the best version of you in 5 years. What is that person going to look like? What are they doing? Where are they?
Wow.
And visualize that, and then you can take your little steps every day.
Right,
Get there.
right, right. Absolutely. Marcy, this has been a pleasure. Would you come back?
I will come back every day. Every day.
Yay! We have a new co-host. Thank you. I want
All right.
That was so fun, though. Thank you so much for having me, and I love adding you both to my new group of cool people that I get to
We're
know.
cool, Sheila. We're actually cool
We are
now.
cool.
Cool kids.
Well, listen, we're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, we'll have some final thoughts with me and Sheila. So we'll be right back in just a little bit.
6 years ago, when I started Soulivity, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit soulivity.com now.
And we're back with more of This Morning with Soulivity and some final thoughts. So, Sheila?
Well, I just love Marcy and I love Pure Placid and all that it stands for. I went to that opening event because I was invited and I wasn't even excited to go because I thought it would just be like any other thing, right? With
hmm
small talk.
hmm
But it was like walking into Soul Family. It was just this beautiful atmosphere that they had created and this welcoming home with their energy and frequency. So I really encouraged people, first of all, to go visit their
Yeah.
stores or check them out online because every product is infused with that
hmm
energy. And then secondly, if you are looking to follow your passions, take some of the messages from Marcy because she really does. She's come a long way on that entrepreneurship, but she has become more of herself in the process, not less. And I think that's important for entrepreneurs to remember.
Thank you for that, Sheila. I'm well, I resonated with all of that Marcy has said today. Just love her, love what she's bringing to the world. And I think that's the message that I want to give people today, that you have a very special role to play in this world this time around, in this life experience. And your job and your mission, should you choose to take it, is to be bold and to allow for that part of yourself to rise up and guide you to the life that you've always wanted. um as Marcy was saying, there is effort that you need to put in when, if you're starting a business or you're living your life from that passionate place, but your life is also infinitely better. You wake
Mm.
up joyful, you wake up more peaceful, you're more in tune with who you are as a soul. And so I cannot stress enough that as you're moving through your days in the upcoming moments, that you take time to connect with that deeper part of yourself and allow that person to emerge. And believe me, everything else will take care of itself.
Beautiful.
Wow, great show today. Wish it would be longer, as always. But let's get to some shameless plugs. And where do we start, Sheila? Do you want to start with what's coming up on the 3rd in the fractal
Yeah.
illumination?
Right. We have our Fractal Illumination gathering on this Saturday, June 3rd. And that will be live in person in the Syracuse area, Marcellus, New York. But it's also available for you to attend in your own space. And we've had many people do that where they receive the energy, and we have some videos that help you learn how to receive it best. It's not virtual, but it is receivable from a distance. So you can learn more about that at the link that Brian just posted, but you can find it at SheilaApplegate.com. And we also have Fractal Illumination is being featured in a book that is called The Energy Healer's Oracle, and that comes out next week. So we've got the book launch of that coming up, which is exciting. And next week is also, well, maybe we're on the 8th of June. We're getting there. Is the Matrix of Illumination, where right here on Aspire Soulivity, where I open up to spirit, give you messages from the divine, and lead you through a meditation. So join us for that. I'm going to, after our conversation about the divine masculine yesterday on the show, I'm going to bring in Solar Ra for this month, which is the divine feminine and divine masculine in harmonic union in one voice. So we're going to find out more about the divine masculine. I'm curious now. What are they doing lately?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love doing shameless plugs here. You know, it's like amazing. Man, with Soulivity and the platform, we're going to be announcing some exciting news in June about something that we're doing here. I can't tell you about it yet.
Teaser.
I know, little teaser. Also, coming up tomorrow, we have like a really, really special show. I'm trying to find the graphic for it really quickly so you guys can kind of check it out and see what's going on. But there's a dear friend of mine who I met a long, long time ago online. She is an amazing soul. Her name is Melania Snow, and she's one of the leading voices in wellness around the world. We did a very exclusive interview with her for Soulivity.com that's going to be available tomorrow, going to be published tomorrow. But you get a sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about if you join into this morning with Soulivity tomorrow at 8 o'clock. You'll be on, Sheila, and Dr. Chanel de Guzman is going to be on too. And we're going to be kind of talking about, our inner child and other things around traumatic experiences that we need to move through. Melania is a really beautiful soul that speaks on this. And so she's going to be talking about this during some sneak peeks of the expose that we did with her. So that's going to be tomorrow. So you want to be here for that. Great stuff happening on Soulivity.com, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And even more coming. So Sheila, I mean, man, this has been a great show, but it's always so short.
It goes fast when you're having fun, when you have amazing people and deep conversation.
Marcy, thanks again for being here. This has been wonderful. And we've got even more great guests coming up in the future. So you want to make sure that you stay online with us and stay in tune with us. Follow us on social media. You can also join our mailing list to receive exclusive content. You'll be able to know about things like the Milana Snow interview in advance and other things. So make sure you join our mailing list. You can use the QRC code that we're broadcasting right now to get more information about that. Also, remember that on social media, we are everywhere. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can make sure you follow our YouTube channel because you'll get alerts as to new video and audio content. Additionally, all these This Morning with Soulivity are podcasts. So wherever you have your podcast, like if Spotify or Amazon Music or whatever, we are there. So make sure that you go there and check that out as well. Well, I guess we are done, huh, Sheila?
We are. Off to do the day and back tomorrow morning.
Exactly. So listen, on behalf of all of us here at Soulivity.com, we really, really thank you for being here, supporting us for this episode of This Morning with Soulivity. If you have an idea for a show or an idea for a topic, please make sure that you send us an email at soulivity@soulivity.com. We respond to everyone. Listen, we also hope that you come back and join us every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our live broadcast, or you can listen at 9 a.m. Pacific time on KMET 1490 AM for all of you out on the West Coast. You can make sure that you can also get the KMET application as well, so you can actually get alerts about when we go live. And until next time, we are wishing you a great life with passion and purpose. Keep on having real conversations that empower you so that you can create a life full of high quality living today. That best life, that really good life today. So with that, thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
This work is subject to copyright owned by Affinity Global LLC. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this is expressly prohibited unless Affinity Global LLC has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.